Is my screen already can be seen?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for coming today. I'm Kintan Adinda, and I'm looking forward to talking with you today about my research with Ms. Ginar Niwanputri, entitled Designing for Financial Literacy, How Adolescent Learning Through a Mobile Application. Uh, for the first section, did you know that the financial literacy index of adolescents aged 15 to 17 years is only at 5.2%? This morning, I will present my findings on design interaction of financial literacy application for adolescents. Today, I will be covering these 7 key points. Adolescents have high purchasing power potential. According to listed source, teens go to the mall almost 40% more than the other shoppers, and they spend $84 billion of their money in a year. So, what is the definition of financial literacy? Financial literacy is knowledge and understanding of financial concepts and risks, as well as the skills to apply that knowledge to make effective decisions in various financial contexts, to improve the financial well-being, and to enable participation in economic life, based on OECD definition 2013. The 2015 PISA survey by the OECD of 15-year-old students found that, on average, 22% of respondents were not proficient in basic financial skills. The National Financial Literacy and Inclusion Survey conducted by OJK, Otoritas Jasa Keuangan, in 2016 showed that the financial literacy index of adolescents aged 15 to 17 years was at 5.2%, as I mentioned before. Based on the data, the low level of adolescent financial literacy is the first problem. Around 40% of those with low levels of financial literacy rely on their parents and relatives as a source of their financial knowledge. However, the survey conducted by OJK also showed that the financial literacy index for adults only reached around 38%. This shows that the source of financial knowledge is not enough just from parents and relatives. This is the second problem. From those two problems, a solution is needed that allows teenagers to get additional financial literacy. Because the target is teenagers, an interesting and fun approach is needed, one of which can be by applying gamification to mobile application. The objectives to be achieved in this research are determining usability goals and user experience goals that are appropriate for financial literacy applications for adolescents, determining the gamification elements, and producing the interaction. To achieve a solution, an analysis of problems related to interaction design applications related to financial literacy app. There's 3 apps that I researched. The first one is BusyKit. BusyKit has the advantage of practical experience or hands-on in managing money. For example, the feature for saving gives teenagers the freedom to manage their own finances. However, there is still room to be developed by applying gamification. For example, the badges element can be applied to mark a teenager's progress in saving. And the second application is Greengrass. It's an application that implements educational quiz as a learning method equipped with feedback. However, the material is unstructured and not intended for teenagers. And the last application that we researched is an expense tracker application, Fortune City, that utilize a lot of gamification in its use and gets the most reviews and good ratings. However, this application doesn't meet other financial literacy materials. This research used a user-centered design approach, which was adapted from ISO, International Standard Organization for Standardization, where the actual user and the user's goal or user purpose are the main factors in the development of the product. The reason for choosing UCD is one, UCD improves usability and user experience because it helps to understand user needs. Then UCD is user focused, so no assumptions or personal opinions. And UCD validates problem analysis to users. There are three things which are done in problem analysis. So the solution design and analysis in UCD process planning, including problem analysis and solution analysis. In problem analysis, there are three things which are done. The first one is study of literature, and the second one is comparison of applications, and the third one is questionnaire. Based on the results of the questionnaire, adolescents who have used financial literacy application admit having several problems, which can be seen on the slide. Then the solution chosen is a combination of the advantages and the disadvantages of the interaction design of the three applications, which I talked before. The solution chosen combines Busy Kids hands-on experience learning method with Green Grasp educational quiz learning method. The solution will also implement Fortune City inspired gamification characteristics and elements to provide users with a desirable experience. The development of the interaction design of this solution takes into account by financial literacy material presented by PISA 2015. And this is the stage of understanding and determining the context of use, including 6 items. First, the scope is middle and high school students. Then the scope of functionality is financial literacy application, including hands-on experience, educational quiz, gamification, and the scope of the development environment is mobile app. The second, regarding user behavior, more than 60% of respondents choose the expense tracker, expense category, and setting goals as the expected features in the application. Moreover, the most of respondents choose reward as their favorite game elements. And the third item is user problems. Most of the respondents unable to answer financial question correctly. So it supports the OJK statement that the level of financial literacy of adolescent in Indonesia is low. The fourth one is persona. There is the persona, primary and secondary. The fifth is we also describe user scenarios. And the last thing is we define the user goal of the application as shown in the bottom right corner in the slide. There are 4 main features in the application. The first one is financial records, then financial statement, and saving goals, and the last one is educational quiz. In addition, the application also implements reward and tutorial features. For the goals, its usability goals are effective to use and easy to learn. Effective to use was chosen because according to OJK, the financial literacy index of adolescents is very low, so the application is expected to enable Indonesian youth to be educated effectively so that they can fulfill their need for financial literacy. Meanwhile, the user experience goal is motivating because users are expected to be motivated to continue using financial literacy applications in order to get optimal benefits from the applications. At the solution design stage, design idea is made for each feature to explain how the appearance of each feature will be made. Based on the PISA 2015, there are 4 areas of knowledge and understanding that are important for financial literacy. The 4 areas are money and transactions, planning and managing finances, risk and reward, and the last one is financial landscape. On the slide, as you can see, I provide the information of feature that is implemented by the area of knowledge. This is the low fidelity prototype of the interaction design of the app. These prototypes are quick and easy way to translate high-level design concepts into tangible, testable object. Pictures on the left shows the expense tracker, and on the right side there is a financial reports which display the amount of expense. Next, the user will enter the quiz question page after selecting a topic on the quiz page, as shown on the left. And the last feature on the right is setting goals. For the high fidelity prototype, it includes aspects of the user interface and also user experience because it not only covers the appearance of the application, but also allows users to interact with application design. As can be seen on the left, based on the analysis of the low fidelity test result, the transaction list display is made more familiar. in the form of card that can be scrolled on the screen. While on the right, based on feedback received from the previous iteration, the button was made more striking with purple color and drop shadow effect and was given the text to give the information. Next, many respondents find it difficult to find charts on tabs. Therefore, the appearance of financial report is changed by placing a trends chart before pie charts, as we can see on the left side. For the picture on the right side, there's one additional form on setting goals page to ask if the user wants to save weekly or monthly. The last one, users who record their money for saving will get a reward in the form of number of coins. In addition, if they reach their target, users will also get badged. This is the usability testing plan. The prototype testing for low fidelity was carried out on 7 people, consisting of 3 junior high school and 4 senior high school students. We use completion rate, SAQ, and SUS as assessment method. While in high fidelity prototype, we also include IME, to measure the user experience of motivating. These are the results of usability testing of the last iteration of the development. The completion rate of task is the percentage of the number of users who successfully completed the task, and it's 100% for all the respondents. And for the SEQ, it's a 7-point rating scale for assessing how difficult it is for a user to complete a task, and it scored 6.76. Work higher than standard. And for the SUS, in testing the high fidelity prototype, the average overall score is 88.33. And to measure the user experience, there's IME. IME subscales that are relevant for the application are the interest and the value. For interest, the score is 6.33, and for the value, the score is 6.57. Based on the entire process during the interaction design, the conclusion that can be drawn is that the usability goals that are suitable for the application are effective to use and easy to learn. Meanwhile, the user experience goals is motivating. Another conclusion is the element of gamification that can make the financial literacy app achieve their goals, including rewards in the form of points, specifically the coins, which become virtual currency, and also the badge element. Then the design interaction for financial literacy app, the output, it comes from the 3 iteration, 1 from low fidelity and 2 from high fidelity prototype. And from the evaluation, as I explained before, all of the goals are achieved, and the score is more than the standard, is higher than the standard. And from the evaluation, we have several findings. The element that makes the application is easy to learn, that is the application is provided by the text and tutorial, and it's become interesting because of the animation. Then not recommended to use tap and pop over for teenagers because it gets them confused. And for the graphic should be clear through the information provided, should be provided by clear buttons too, and the color should appropriate for the context. And for the quiz, it should consist of relevant questions, short text, and provided with visualization. During the work on this interaction design, several suggestions were obtained. The first one is more detailed customization of avatar, and we should add leaderboard and add friends feature too. And the last thing for the future development is to add level for the financial literacy quiz. I think that's the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention. Good morning.
Okay, thank you, Kintan, for clear presentation. So there is one question in the chat box. From Kyoji Umemura-san, how many users are usually expected for valid UACD process? 6? I'm sorry if it should be common sense.
Okay, for the number of users that is can be that it's valid is 5 until 6 users, because from what I read on research regarding the usability testing, it already is representative for the result.
Okay, so I'm asking I understand your user is around 6 because it is clear written in your presentation. But is it I just feel is it good is feels just a small number, but is it small or is it big enough in the usual USD process design?
Okay. From what I read of the research of Neil, I forgot the last name. It says that the 5 to 6 users or 3 to 4 users per persona is already sufficient, because more users were included in the testing. It becomes more broad, it becomes broader, and the validity of the testing result is no longer acceptable. Yeah, that's the reason I've already read about.
Okay, thank you very much. So if you present some of the numbers, I'm pretty much concerned about how accurate those numbers are, and those are related to the number of users. So that's why I'm asking. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Umemura-san. So empirically, it's usually 5 people is minimum for cope around 80% of the problem of design software. Of course, more is better, but 5 people can cope 80% of the problem. It's usually conducted in this research.